So while everybody is out playing Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, I'm out here playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. What's going on, dudes and dudettes? Major Pun up here. God, this was such a fun trip down memory lane, based on one of my favorite shows as a kid, and a show my dad actually worked on. Yes, I'm being completely honest. My dad used to be a background designer and a storyboard animator. So this was a total nostalgia trip that I didn't even know I needed. I remember watching the first 3 season box sets so many times that I'm shocked to this day I didn't rot the discs. God, it was so nice to finally revisit the world of Bikini Bottom that I fell in love with as a kid. The original title released way back in 2003 on the PS2, the Xbox, and the GameCube. Due to this game having a really big following in the speedrunning community, it was able to get remastered in June 2020. Or it's because Steven Hillenburg passed away and now Nickelodeon has total free reign to do whatever they want with his IP. This remaster was originally released on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. It was also brought to mobile on Android and iPhone fairly recently. Of course though, you know me, I had to play this on the Switch. Because right here is the best unofficial Switch channel on YouTube. Battle for Bikini Bottom first released 17 years ago. 17 years? I feel so old. This game came out when I was like 4 or 5 years old. It's been 17 years? And a good game is a good game no matter how long ago it released. It should always stand the test of time. So with all that being said, who's ready?
I'm ready.
Because I know I sure am. Ready to review SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
With my brand new Duplicatotron 3000, I'll clone an army of robots that will wreak mayhem and destruction at my command!
The owner of the chum bucket, Plankton, is up to his nefarious plans of world domination and creates the Duplicatotron 3000, a machine that's spewing out robots faster than it takes Nickelodeon to come up with unnecessary SpongeBob spin-offs. Unfortunately though, Plankton makes the mistake of setting the obey setting to not obey. Who else but Plankton? Doing this infests the town of Bikini Bottom with deadly killer robots. It's now up to SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy to save the day. You need to collect 75 golden spatulas in order to get back into the chum bucket and draw a close to Plankton's plans. You also collect what's known as shiny things, which are actually the flowers all across the city of Bikini Bottom, and I have no idea why, but I really like this name. I always just assumed that they were just flowers, so this little name change helps the world feel a lot more alive, and I am all for it. It's a simple plot, but that's all that it needs to be. Not because it's a kid's game, but because the characters and the charm that surround this world make it feel like you're actually stepping foot into the acclaimed cartoon. Along the way, you're given tasks by Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Mrs. Puff, Mermaid Man, and Barnacle Boy, and Plankton? He's the one who started this mess. Why do I have to take orders from him? But I'll be honest, he definitely has the best one-liners here.
Well then, will you vaporize me?
I might spare your life so I can force you to work in my sweatshop making low-quality design and knockoff wallets. And then stomp on your children! And stomp on your children's children!
But just like the show, this game is hilarious. If you haven't seen the video of me playing the beginning of Battle for Bikini Bottom, I'll have a link at the top right corner right. There we go. But there were lines that genuinely had me laughing, and I'm 22 years old, almost 23. That is a true testament to the kind of comedic style that SpongeBob offers. Or it's a testament to my level of maturity. I'll let you decide on that. But as I usually say in my reviews, you're not playing a game for the story. You're playing a game for the gameplay. I gotta come up with a better segue.
So, okay is the magic wishing word?
It used to be Alakazama Alabala Wiesna Tikitana Fushbar Griddle Bits von Wiederschnauzer, but I kept forgetting it.
A game ain't a game without gameplay, so let's see how the gameplay plays. Say that 5 times fast. But it's true. Battle for Bikini Bottom feels like a 3D platformer that you'd find in the golden age with Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, and Super Mario 64. SpongeBob definitely has the most abilities here, with a ground pound, a bubble rocket, a bubble bowling ball, and a bubble bounce, which skyrockets you upwards to get some airborne enemies, solve puzzles, or save you in a pinch. SpongeBob is also the only one that could sneak around, and it's honestly kind of funny and cute. Patrick, on the other hand, can simply yeet just about anything he could find. He can also body slam just like SpongeBob, but for some reason the only character that can't, and my favorite character to play, is Sandy Cheeks. Yes, the squirrel from Texas is my favorite character to play. simply because she can hover with her lasso and swing on Texas poles to make you feel as Spider-Man-like as possible. Each character is utilized so well, and all of them make use of their own unique character traits and get a great amount of representation throughout the journey. All three of these characters serve their own purpose and are all useful for their own reasons. I think that a huge missed opportunity though was having Squidward just as an NPC. Squidward could have been such a fun character, but the more I think about it, the more I think he would have just been a clone of Sandy. Instead of using the lasso, it would have just been Squidward tentacles. Haha! The gameplay is really fun, but it is honestly really difficult at times. There are a ton of puzzles that made me genuinely question how I was able to get a college degree, because looking them up online, the solution is so simple. Why didn't I think of jumping? I feel like it isn't just me though, because they look like that they've had a ton of searches online, so it makes me wonder if it's my fault that I couldn't figure it out, or it's the developer's fault who didn't design the levels well enough to be more understandable. It's my fault. Some of the robots you fight also can be very overwhelming at times, mainly because they keep respawning due to a mini version of the Duplicatotron 3000, known as the Duplicatonator. So my advice, destroy the machine as soon as possible. But I think the thing that I dislike the most, it's the jump button. I know, right? Of all the things for me to hate, the jump button. So I'm gonna make this simple for everybody watching, because while I am playing on the Switch, you could be playing on the Xbox One or the PS4. I know it's on PC and mobile, but this is strictly for gamepad users. Go back to your clicky keyboards and your touch screens, pleb. So, usually the bottom face button is where you jump, right? We're used to that at this point, but this time, it's the right face button?
Oh, this is disgusting.
I do not like this at all. Maybe it would make more sense on the GameCube controller or something, but we're in the modern age, we do not play that boomer crap anymore. It's just a joke, calm down, I promise, I love the GameCube. But this is my major gripe with the gameplay and controls, so overall, it's really good. Getting used to the button configuration was a little weird, but it became slightly natural over time. The characters feel and play exactly how they should feel and play, and it even has a good level of challenge, which is nice. I was expecting an easy game, and I am so thankful that it actually has a good level of challenge. So yeah, Battle for Bikini Bottom plays great, but how does it look and sound?
You see, you're going to need to learn some new bubble-blowing moves if you're going to journey to the 9th dimension and defeat the giant monkey man.
SpongeBob has a very distinct art style, and it's masterfully recreated in Battle for Bikini Bottom. As it should. I mean, it'd be weird having a SpongeBob game that looked like Rick and Morty or something. But originally, I expected the game to look bad based on what others were saying. Basically how neon, saturated, and glowy everything looked. And while it does have a slight neon and saturated look, it doesn't have that intense glow that the game originally had, thankfully. It would have been way too distracting, but aside from that, the colors pop out of the screen, and even on the Switch, everything looks so crisp and clean. Like, look at the grass and jellyfish fields. That's gorgeous. There are some texture pop-ins, primarily in docked mode, but not as much in handheld play. It also has a smoother frame rate in handheld as well. This is something I've noticed in a lot of multi-platform Switch games. Sometimes the frame rate is a bit jarring going from something on a more powerful system like the PS4 to the Switch. It feels like the Switch version plays at 24 or 25 frames a second. I know it's 30, but it feels like there's always a few frames missing from time to time. Like I was saying though, handheld looks and runs way better for some odd reason. Most of the original voice cast is here as well, with SpongeBob, Sandy, Patrick, Squidward, Plankton, Barnacle Boy, Mrs. Puff, and the Fish News broadcaster taking on their respective roles. But for some odd reason, not Mermaid Man and Mr. Krabs.
This flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab lose money like a sinking ship. Huh? What? Oh, yeah, it's that Sponge Kid.
And I have no idea why, but this drives me absolutely crazy. The substituted voice talent that they got does the best that they can, but it doesn't beat the originals. Aside from this, the sound design is perfect. All the sound effects from the original cartoon are exactly where they need to be, and this is what makes the world feel so engrossing, missing cast members and all. Maybe Toys for Bob can take a page from Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated's book with the visuals. But Spyro on Switch does run a lot better, so yeah. Overall, the game looks, runs, and sounds great. It is the original Nickelodeon cartoon brought to life in the third dimension, which leaves us wondering, how is the overall experience?
Well, you won't get away with it.
I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got to figure out how to regain control of the chum bucket from those robots.
Where did they come from?
Where? I don't know.
SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is a 3D collectathon platformer that plays and controls great, looks and sounds exactly like the cartoon, and is a blast from start to finish. It's really strange seeing such a faithful recreation of a beloved show that I was completely hooked on as a kid, and reliving this classic game in the modern age feels so right. Seeing cult classic games such as this get a second chance of life makes me so hopeful for the kinds of remasters that we could potentially see in the future. Star Tropics, Zombies Ain't My Neighbors, or even a Wii Sports collection. Nintendo, please, I'm begging you. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom retails for $29.99, and for that price, I'd say it's definitely a good deal. It's an 8.5-hour game, and it's a fun ride the whole way through. It feels like a niche title though, so you might find enjoyment in it, and you might not. All I know is I enjoyed the entire game from start to finish, and I hope that you do too when you play this game. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comment section below, did you play SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom when it first released, or did you play the rehydrated version, or did you play both? Let me know down below and let's discuss. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, new videos on Tuesdays. Major Pineapple out.